Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and gamers, to another boat tutorial. I'm really glad to be here. Happy you guys are here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all of that jazz. I'm very happy to have my nice warm scarf. But let's hop into this. We have moved our long boat, the Viking longship, over here, and we are starting on the Knarr, another Viking ship, but much smaller in comparison. This is good for when you have a lot of space and a lot of room, but you don't always have that. Sometimes it's something smaller. Maybe you just don't want to build something as big, and also this is a warship. This is Vikings are going to go conquer. This is Vikings are going to go explore a little bit, have a little bit of fun, enjoy the scenery. So what we're going to do is we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 oak slabs going across. Then there's a 2 on each side. There's a 1 over here. Over here, it's 1, 2, and 3. Nice and simple. And what we're going to do, we're going to keep this very simple. Well, all we're going to do is kind of follow the outline of this build for the first part of it. So, go along those lines. I'm going to try to stay up above the water just because I can bet a few of you don't like the shaders effect on the water while we're underwater, the waviness of it. But, just something like that as we begin. Going to do the same thing on the next level up, okay? So, on the outside, and on the outside. This right here is going to be the first little lip going outside of the, like, inside of the build. So, right down here, we can kind of put it in already. Ooh, accidentally broke that. Put that back. Right here, fill this right on in. This is going to be the floor of our little build. A nice little build. There we are. Do the same thing again over here. So, just like this. Nice, easy, and simple. Bring it right on across. There we are. That's a basic shape, and now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it off this piece right here. We're going to go like this. 1 on top of here. Then we're going to go out and follow it going down. Let's do the other side before we get to this other part. So, once again, out. Then we're going to match. Then we're going to just follow the line, okay? So we only have this one bit that kind of hovers here, okay? Hovering. That block shouldn't be there. Hovering, okay? Simple and straightforward, and then match. Just stay on top of it. Alright. Back here. Go over by 1, do, and do. Do. Thank you. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to actually break that block out because we're going to put in stair right there. Nope. Right there. Just add a little bit of a curve to the back here. Break those out. We have a pretty basic shape right now. It looks alright. And you can leave it here if you want. If you want, you can bring this up a little taller. Not with those, with these. Bring up the sides if you'd like, or something along those lines. But I'm pretty content with the way it is, with it being shorter for the most part. I think the best way to communicate that it's a nice Knarr is to have the front sit a little higher than the back does. So maybe let's kind of figure it out a little bit. Let's go down a little. Take a step back. And I think maybe from there it needs a stair. There. Front sits higher than the back does. I feel like that looks nice. And is that a full block? It is not a full block there. If it was, we're definitely putting a stair up there, but stair there works as well. So, Knarr was also a more humble ship. It didn't have a peak on it. So, I'm going to go through now, take out all this water. It is able to be a little difficult. I do suggest buckets, but water spreads pretty quick. So, I'll be taking care of this. I'll catch you guys back with the rest of the tutorial in a minute. Another thing I suggest when you are bringing up the edge here, bringing up the inside of it makes it feel a little bit more stable. Because the reason why this is sitting up is because it's back heavy traditionally. So, just by adding that a little bit, makes a little bit more sense, feels a little more right. I'm just looking up here. It needs a little something, a little bit more. But back here, the way these things would be steered is it would have a manual rudder. So something along these lines. Go down here, and then turn around, Plop that down, open it, and just make sure you have a water bucket on you to fill that water right back in. There we are. So that's how it would be. That's kind of like for it to stop. You're pulling on it, push on it, and there we are. And I like the fact if you build it the way we did, where it doesn't have a block to fully connect to, it won't connect. It actually looks like a rudder. It might be floating, but we can justify that. Maybe if you put something where it was maybe locked in with something like this, but personally, I like the way this looks. Honestly, next on this is simply the mast, which is a pretty simple bit, but because this is on the... It's not on the half slab. Well, because of that, we're able to just build right on up. Is that where I want this to be? Yes. You normally want your mast to be front heavy on a Knarr. And for these, you want it to be taller than like 45 rule. Right there, it is 45 pretty much. So let's bring this up. That'll actually be where the mast starts, but let's bring this up by another 2. We're going to go 1, 2, and a 3. Then a 1, 2, and a 3. So it's 7 wide, and what we're going to do here actually is we're going to have it be right in front of it and under it. Go right on across. We're going to have this go down, this is going to go out, this go down, this is going to go out. So we have a little shape like this right here. Bring these ones out. Match with this. Then we're going to bring this down again, and this one's going to go out again. Something along these lines. In all honesty, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe let's rear that in a little bit. Ooh, not like that, and not like that. There we go. Something along those lines. And then the way that this would be controlled is that you would have a rope going from the middle of this about. So maybe something along these lines. It would probably fall a little quicker. So let's go something like this. It is a rope. Think like a rope. Think like a rope. Slouch in the middle. It would connect on the back here. And because it doesn't, you need a slab. But go like this. And remember, it's a rope. That's what this is supposed to be. So someone would be able to sit here, have the rope to the side of them. It wouldn't bug them. Next, you need to have your anchor points for the rope on these to turn the mast, because the way the wind's blowing modifies this. Sadly, it connects now, but it'll be all right. So this is where these are going to start out. This is where they're going to connect. Droop down, bring it over by 2, bring it in, and right on over. If you want to do something where maybe you brought a different color into it for the post, you can make it so it's connecting to something special maybe. But for now, this works pretty well for our needs. So, accidentally went 1 too many. Bring that in. Thank you very much. And something like that works pretty well. If you want it to droop a little more, which honestly, it makes more sense, but if you don't build it the same way, this is going to look a little odd because it's like wire fence is sitting there. People might not understand it's rope. But if you build it the exact same way as this will work just fine as well. That's kind of how you build a Knarr. It's pretty simple. The Knarr traditionally would have a person up here kind of as lookout. It's only a 2-man boat. This is like, you're going fishing, you're going exploring, you're not going to war, you're not trying to do anything amazing, you're just going out. So there'd be someone on lookout out here, would run back, adjust these really quick, but there's someone back here deciding how far down the mast is, they're taking care of the steering and everything like that. That's how you build a Knarr. Nice, simple, pretty easy. Frankly, I like it. Hope you guys enjoyed it too, and I'll catch you guys back here sometime soon for the next one. Oh look, cows and sheep.